It's time. And the radio's not turned up all the way. All right.
And welcome everybody here to Buffalo Wild Wings on a Monday night. Coach Carthel and I here ready for the coaches show here every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. And we're trying to get that turned up so
You'll have more we don't.
Everybody out there across the rest of the world can hear us tonight. As we had a week off. What did you do on your week off? We'll start with that.
A whole lot of.
Here we go.
Well, during the week we got the Jack's Better. It's Jack's Week.
Yeah.
That's what we call it. And we don't call it a bye week. Call it Jack's Week. And try to get guys healthy and get deeper in the playbook and just improve us. And then on the weekend didn't have a game to coach, so I did what most guys like to do. Went guys deer lease and help fill feeders and set up cameras and do a whole lot of anything but football.
Yeah. That was I watched.
That's my relief.
I went and watched 5-year-old T-ball.
That's a punishment.
Well, it was. Fortunately, there's a time limit on those games. Yeah, watched 8-year-old baseball in the morning, and then it went to 5-year-old T-ball in the afternoon. And it took care of all those duties, and watched everybody play and visited, and then watched that football game Saturday night. And that was my Saturday of football.
You understand those yellow wiffle ball bats?
Uh-huh.
That's what we beat our children with.
Is it?
That way they don't like baseball. And because some of those those weekend tournaments, I mean, you can lose a lot of your lifetime.
Yeah.
So we're hoping they just stick to soccer and football and basketball and. Don't tell Coach Vandenberg I said that.
I understand. You got 3 of them. I had 3 of those as well, and had a hard and fast rule that we will not be on a travel team until one weekend when I was out of town on a trip. And came home and found out that guess what?
They're on the travel team. Yeah, that day's coming for us. It's coming fast, but no, it was a great weekend and good just for players and coaches and everybody associated. It came at a good time. We've been pushing for 6, 7, 8 weeks since the start of camp, and now you get a kind of a recharge over the weekend. And we had a practice this morning, just helmets only, about an hour out there, and guys were bouncing around. I mean, you kind of get your legs back, get your juice back, and let's go. Let's dig in this back half of the season and see what happens.
Been a couple of weeks since we've been here. Buffalo Wild Wings had been on the road, but home last week, last game at home, and a convincing win over Northern Colorado. Let's talk a little bit about that one before the Jack's Week is a bit encouraging to see, because I thought offensively we played as well, obviously as well as we've had all year against an FCS or against a Division I opponent against Northern Colorado, and I thought execution-wise it was great to see.
It was a well-played game by the Lumberjacks. I was excited to see it myself. Obviously, last time we were in here talking, it was a heartbreaker at McNeese, and that was tough. And you just don't know how you guys are going to respond. I mean, they're 18 to 22 years old, and your livelihood depends on them in today's day and age. And after that, and it was a trap game for us the way I saw it, because Northern Colorado, yes, they weren't good the year before, but I mean, they had played, they'd given UIW all they wanted, and they just come off the playing. They beat the thunder out of Abilene Christian, held them 10-3 now, and lost on a kind of a Hail Mary last second 54-yard field goal. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this will be interesting to see how we respond. And the guys had a great week of practice. It was our best Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just collective week of work. And it showed on Saturday night. They went out there, they kind of embraced the kind of mindset, whatever it takes. That was kind of the motto of the week. And they went out there, whatever it takes, they're going to get it done. We had a Navy SEAL come speak to us, pregame meal, Chris Drew. He's part of SEAL Team 2 and SEAL Team 6, and that was incredible. And a lot of those things he talked about, the guys put, their mindset was a little different that game. And it was, we walked up at halftime, it was 35-0. I was like, I like this team.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like, it's what it feels like. And just a complete game by the Lumberjacks.
It was 2 weeks ago when we were here. We talked a great deal about Northern Colorado and the press conference that they had prior to coming down here. Their quarterback said that, their mindset, he said during the press conference, we're going to go down there and punch them in the mouth. He didn't have many opportunities. He left in the first series. Was he able to deliver a blow?
He made a few yards on a few carries, but he did not finish, and you don't like to see that at all. But and it was a clean tackle. I mean, we were very physical, and that's one thing about our defense. I mean, you start to see some of the stats they're putting up throughout the year. We're physical up front. We got some corners that can cover, and they're playing at a high clip right now. But unfortunately, that young man, he's a really good player, a really good leader, and he did separate his shoulder, and he's going to be out a few weeks. That head coach said, but that Coach Lamb, who I have a lot of respect for, he's a very successful coach. I mean, he told me after the games, like, whoa, man, your guys were ready to play, and I was like, let's see if we can bottle it up and do it again next week.
Yeah, and that's the big key. But you would think that with the success they had 2 weeks ago, a week off to think about it, you hope that it carries over, and that obviously is the million-dollar question. How much of that will carry over? You hope you get the same effort the rest of the way now.
You do, and I think it's good to gain some confidence, and to see, hey, putting 3 good days together, what that looks like when you focus and finish. And the other thing we looked at was, we've not handled adversity real well. I didn't think, North Texas, who's proven to be pretty salty. They got the most explosive offense in college football right now. We just saw that today. But, we gave up the touchdown right before half, dropped the 4th down play, and kind of let the wind out of ourselves. The Hail Mary at McNeese, you're not in those locker rooms, but I promise you it's just been deflating. And football's like life. It doesn't always go as planned, and you got to overcome some adversity. And we watched, I did it with the Leadership Council last week, Jocko Willink. He's also on ABC. He's got a podcast. If you've ever... You can Google search. It's about a 3-minute video of Jocko Willink called "Good." It talks about when adversity strikes, you lose your job. Good. This happens. Good, and this happens. Good, and it gives you a chance to, as he says, dust yourself off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage. It's kind of the way this guy talks. And man, and so in the second half, or actually the first half, we muffed that punt down there on the 5-yard line. Have no business catching it. Very disappointed in our decisions we made in our punt return, and they got the ball on the 6-yard line. First and goal at the 6, and our defense said, good. And they went out there and knocked them back at 22 yards, and they missed a field goal. And it just kind of that mindset. And so I think we grew up a little bit mentally in terms of how to handle adversity when bad things happen, instead of just being deflated. Good, attack it, and you saw in that outcome there against Northern Colorado.
Yeah, because that was a million-dollar question going into that. Obviously, was how will they respond after what was a very disappointing loss in Lake Charles in the game prior. But their response, offensively and defensively, I thought was fantastic, and just the whole way that they carried themselves throughout the game. 2 Saturdays ago was phenomenal, and picking up a huge win over Northern Colorado, because it was whatever. A win's a win is always great, but that one, it was truly a convincing win in all aspects. I mean, you did what you had to do to take them out of their game, and I thought defensively you never really let them have a chance to get going, and offensively it didn't appear defensively they had an answer to slow you down.
Right, and that was not the game I was expecting.
No,
it shows
I
you what
close.
I think I told you in our pregame. I texted Joe Max Green. He's a fan of the Lumberjacks. I don't know if you've ever met Joe Max.
I've ran into a
local guy. He moved here a few years back.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking to Joe Max, and I told Joe Max Green, I said, man, I expect 20-17, 20-14, something like that. Kind of a defensive battle, just what they were built, and was really pleased. I tell you what, Sam Vidlac, I think, played as well as he's played for us this year, and just was much more decisive with his reads and his throws, and again, got the ground game going. And if you can loosen some defenses up, that surely does help. And saw some explosive plays. Rowan Llewellyn had a nice touchdown, and guys were just, playing loose and playing confident, and were able to blow that thing wide open. And trust me, the fourth quarter is a lot more fun when it's 48-7 and you're emptying the bench.
And that was one of the things that we had talked about going into it was, part of the game plan is you're going to try to take a few shots. We talked about the weeks leading up to it. we had thrown the ball downfield a few times, but had not been able to connect on them. We finally did early in that game, and that kind of changed the way it was going to be played defensively for the rest of the way.
It did. Isaiah Davis, he's coming on playing. Our receivers are playing better, and like I say, getting in sync and their ground game sure helps. The O-line, I was very pleased with them. We had 2 freshmen playing. That's the group that's kind of been beat up, and they really, I thought, played a very solid game and kept us upright. We gave up 1 sack late in the 4th there, but other than that, quarterback stayed pretty healthy and upright, and were able to put 500 yards up, and again, that's the same defense that the week before had completely shut. And you can't compare scores, but you can tip your hat and respect your opponents. Yeah. And had a lot of respect for that defense, and do the one coming to town this Saturday as well.
So this Saturday, we'll talk a little bit about that coming up the rest of the show. We got Northwestern State coming in here. There was an announcement, I saw it on the website today, that in years past they played for the largest trophy in college football, Chief Cato. No more Chief Cato, but a new trophy will be unveiled this week for the game with Northwestern. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up.
The
Demon's kind of struggling coming in here, but it's the old cliche. You can throw the records out the window because it's just going to be one of those games.
If it's a good one, I'm going to be
give
so
you everything they've got.
It'll be a rivalry game, so you're exactly right.
It's one of the biggest rivalries, and now we're getting a brand new trophy.
I know we'll talk more about him in a little bit, but boy, he's doing a good job.
After 2019 was the last battle for Chief Cato, and now
their team
is our brand new
and they went up and played Southeast Missouri, a top 12 team in the FCS. Southeast scored a touchdown in the first quarter, and that was it. They didn't score again. They kicked some field goals, but they're really playing very, very well defensively. They're getting better and better defensively, and so we'll have our work cut out for us there. But there's a lot going in this game. We'll talk about here after the break.
So you mentioned the off week this past week, or Jack's week, where you had a chance to work on your team and try to get it a little bit better. Were you able to? Did the off week help get anybody back?
It did. We practiced this morning and had several that we hadn't seen in a while. Jermaine Brown, expect him to be back this week. He's been out since North Texas. That great interception return for a touchdown. He boogered up his lower leg a little bit on that one, but he's back. Got a couple other guys that haven't played. Had some injuries during fall camp that have a chance to really help this team. And they were practicing today, getting a few of the guys in the O-line back, and so I think that's encouraging. Obviously, we had a big injury there against Northern Colorado with Aaron Sears, and lost him for the year, which was disappointing. He was off. He was a freshman All-American last year. He's Texas guy. He's tough, and they're from Tyler, Texas. But hated to see him go down. But he was out at practice today on his little scooter and doing well. Had a great surgery, and he'll be back. He's got a lot of football left in him.
Yep. So Lumberjacks hosting the Demons is coming Saturday. Kick at 7 p.m. If you don't have your tickets, you can contact the ticket office 468-5225. Get your tickets. Join us at Homer Price Stadium. It's coming Saturday for the battle with the Demons for the largest trophy in college football.
Battle with the Demons.
The Chief, big. Yeah, the Chief. It's got it on the back, right?
Yes. That's what it's named. It's a log.
Chief.
Named the Chief.
It's got all the scores engraved on the back. Pitchfork on one end.
I'm fixing to show it to you. I got a video of it.
I saw a picture, I guess, a rendering.
We're going to have to see what
this
looks
is the actual. Yeah, I just got it about 30 minutes ago from the artist.
There you go.
So we'll put it on the air.
Okay.
We'll show it to him.
Put it on the radio. This will be the unveiling of the Chief right here on the radio. So we'll see it.
You and I both have a face made for radio.
It's impressive. There it is, right there.
There you go. So,
if all of you could see this, you would be impressed.
There's the axe.
Yep.
SFA. Not bad, huh?
Hope to see what it looks like in person.
Getting stained and painted. That's what she's finished up. So kind of excited about it.
So, and it will be at the stadium
there
Saturday night.
The Chief.
The Chief. It says it right there.
The battle for Chief.
Actually, that says the chef.
Now it's battle for Chief.
She's not good at spelling. It's cut down another tree.
Andy Reid. So that'll be this Saturday night, 7 p.m. The Demons who come in here looking for their first win. And, man, there's been tons of times where one team will have 8 or 9 wins. Somebody's looking for one, and it always is a good game. And I think
we've played it twice.
That's what the point I was going to make. We've been over there a couple times since you've been here, and I think probably the two of the better games that we've played have been against Northwestern State.
Yeah, that first year I didn't think we'd win a game. No, we said we were going to go 0-12. We ended up having 3 miracles that year. One of them being the last game of the year to win Chief Cano. So Chief Cano actually resides in Nacogdoches now for the end of time, and now we've got a new trophy. But that was a big win for our program that night, and sent us into the off season with a lot of momentum. And then last year, we played very, very well over there. So hopefully we've got another good game in us this Saturday.
Saturday again at 7 p.m. here at Colby Rice Stadium. Lumberjacks and the Demons of Northwestern State. Colby Carthel here with us. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings, where, by the way, because I know you're a big fan, buy one, get one on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday, traditional wings here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Buy one, get one free.
I like free.
That's the best kind.
So if I buy 15, I can get 30.
You'll get 15 more free. 30 wings for the price of that's
a good advertisement.
It's a serving for you.
That's right.
30 wings. So Tuesdays with traditional wings. Thursday you get boneless wings.
Those are nuggets.
Well, but yes,
I'll be here on Tuesdays.
Okay, Tuesdays buy one get one free here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Take a quick time out. When we come back, visit with Coach Carthel a little bit about the Demons and what he's seen and what we will see from them this coming Saturday night. Quick time out here. You're listening to the SFA Coaches Show, the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.